This is Ron Atchison for IDSCarCare.com. Welcome to video number 2. In this video, we're going to be decontaminating the paint on the blue Ford Focus. We'll be using the Car Auto Wash, the McKees 37 Xtreme Iron Remover, and McKees 37 Clay Mitts. Now, if you've never clayed a car before, it's nothing to be intimidated by. It's extremely simple. It doesn't inflict any damage on the paint. Although on this car, I'll be using the medium, and there is some possibility that I may add some marring, but honestly, as marred up as the paint is on this car, I doubt you would ever be able to tell that I've added anything to it. And since we're going to be polishing it, whatever kind of marring I do add to it, we'll be taking care of it with the polishing step anyway, so it's really of no concern. So what I've done, I've gone ahead and washed the car and rinsed it off. That's extreme importance. You always want to start with a clean surface. The last thing you want to do is have a little piece of grit or sand or something like that get in between your Clay Mitt and the paint, and you end up scratching up the paint. So go ahead and wash the car, rinse it off, and dry it. You don't have to be meticulous about drying it, just want to get the heavy water off of it. The Xtreme Iron Remover is a water-based product, so if there's any water on the car, it's going to dilute the product somewhat, and that's really not what you want to do. You want to get the full effect of the product. So go ahead and wash it. Just do a really quick job with the towel to get off the heavy water, and that's all you need to do. So in the bucket, I've got about 3 gallons of water, a couple ounces of the Car Auto Wash. We're simply going to take the Xtreme Iron Remover. We're going to spray it all over the whole car. It's safe for all exterior surfaces, your chrome, your glass. There's really nothing on the car that's going to be hurt by this. It's very safe. And all you want to do is simply just spray it all over the car. Now I'm only going to do a couple of panels just so you can see how to do it. There's no sense me filming me doing the whole car. The process is exactly the same all the way around the whole car. So I'll just do, like I said, a couple of panels so that you get the idea, and just repeat the process all the way around the car. As you can see, it foams up nicely. Doesn't run off the fender, which gives the product a chance to work. And what it's going to do is, if there's any kind of ferrous metal or anything like that that's on the paint of the car, it'll change color to a red, which indicates that it's eating the ferrous metal out of the pores of the paint. Now you want to do that process ahead of claying, because all the clay is going to do is get the bonded on contaminants that are sitting on the surface. They're not going to get down into the pores of the paint. So let me take you off the tripod and show you the ferrous metal that the Xtreme Iron Remover is finding on the paint and dissolving. Okay, so let's take a look and see what kind of ferrous metal the Xtreme Iron Remover has been able to find on the paint and start dissolving. Unfortunately, with this blue paint, it's not showing up extremely well, but you can see the darker spots. It's all ferrous metal that it's melting away. There's some there that you can see. The Xtreme Iron Remover turns a red purplish color. Again, it's kind of hard to see it, but if you look down on the floor where it has dripped off the fender, you can see how red it is. So that tells you that it's actually finding quite a bit. It's just really hard to show up with this color of paint If it were a white car, then you would see all kinds of red all over the place. All right, so that's the Xtreme iron remover doing its thing. We'll go ahead and move on to the claying process. Simply take your Clay Mitt, dunk it down into your bucket of soapy water, and you simply rub on the panel. When you start rubbing on the panel, you'll feel all the grit. There'll be some resistance on the mitt. Then as you remove the contaminants, the mitt will just simply start gliding on the panel. And that tells you that you have removed all the contaminants and it's time to move on to a new section. One thing you're going to want to do is dip your mitt often into your soapy water. Keep it clean. Rub it on the grit guard and the bottom of your bucket. One thing you may notice is the Carolina detailing card has the bucket at the nice height. I'm not bending over to get to my bucket. It's easy to reach in and get new soapy water on my mitt. And you simply do this on the whole panel. As you feel the paint become slick, simply move on to a new section. Takes very little effort. You're not wanting to scrub the paint, so don't be putting a bunch of pressure. It doesn't require a bunch of pressure. You're basically just rubbing the mitt across the paint. You're more so finessing it rather than scrubbing. So you can either go back and forth, up and down, you can go in circles, whatever is most comfortable for you. It really doesn't matter. All you want to do is rub it until you feel the paint become nice and silky smooth. And once you've done that, you're done. You simply continue this same exact process all the way around the whole car. I would suggest that you only do a couple of panels at a time, like a hood and a fender, or maybe a fender and a door. And once you've done that, just go ahead and rinse it off. You don't want the iron remover drying on the paint. So you simply rinse it off. As you can see, I'll be getting the whole car wet again. That's why I said in the beginning, after you do the initial wash, there's no reason to get real super meticulous about drying it off. So once you've done that, go ahead and take your wash mitt, wash those same panels again. You don't have to do a real super job because you've already done that once. You're just wanting to make sure that you don't have any residue left over from the Xtreme iron remover. So you're basically just giving it a real quick once over. That's all there is to it. Nothing special. Got the soap rinsed off. Now I can go ahead and move to the door and the roof, or the door and the quarter panel, whichever, it doesn't really matter. So that is how you decontaminate paint using the McKees 37 Xtreme iron remover and the McKees 37 Clay Mitt. So this is Ron Atchison for IDS Car Care. Hope you found the video informative. Thanks for watching.